Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes Sri Prabhupada. So, I think today's reading, Richa Mataji, are you on the line, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Am I
Oh,
audible?
yeah, yes, Mati. Sorry, I could not hear earlier because my speaker was different. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji.
Please accept my members' devotees. All goes to Silver. Yeah, please go ahead, Mati. Whenever you're ready, I'll share my screen.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Let me start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayam Namaskrityam Narayam Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Udrayate Naste Prayeshu Abdreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. We are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 7, Text 22. As soon as Lord Vishnu was visible, all the demigods, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, the Gandharvas, and all present there, immediately offered their respectful obeisances by falling down straight before him. Text 23. In the presence of the glaring effulgence of the bodily luster of Narayana, everyone else luster faded away, and everyone stopped speaking, fearful with awe and veneration. All present touched their hands to their heads and prepared to offer their prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Adokshasa. Text 24. Although the mental scope of even demigods like Brahma was unable to comprehend the unlimited glories of the Supreme Lord, they were all able to perceive the transcendental form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by His grace. Only by such grace could they offer their respectful prayers according to their different capacities. Text 25. When Lord Vishnu accepted the oblations offered in the sacrifice, Daksha the Prajapati began with great pleasure pleasure to offer respectful prayers unto him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the master of all sacrifices and preceptor of all the Prajapatis. And he is served even by such personalities as Nanda and Sunanda. Text 26. Daksha addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My dear Lord, you are transcendental to all speculative positions. You are completely spiritual, devoid of all fear, and you are always in control of the material energy. Even though you appear in the material energy, you are situated transcendently. You are always free from material contamination because you are completely self sufficient. Text 27. The priest addressed the Lord, saying, O Lord, transcendental to material contamination, by the curse offered by Lord Shiva's men, we have become attached to fruitive activities, and thus we are now fallen and therefore do not know anything about you. On the contrary, we are now involved in the injections of the three departments of the Vedic knowledge under the plea of executing rituals in the name of yagna. We know that you have made arrangements for distributing the respective shares of the demigods. Prabhuji, can you please scroll down? Text 28. The member of the assembly addressed the Lord, O exclusive shelter for all who are situated in troubled life in this formidable fort of conditional existence. The time element, like a snake, is always looking for an opportunity to strike. This world is full of ditches of so called distress and happiness, and there are many ferocious animals always ready to attack. The fire of lamentation is always blazing, and the mirage of false happiness is always alluring, but one has no shelter from them. Thus, foolish person live in the cycle of birth and death, always overburdened in discharging their so-called duties, and we do not know when they will accept the shelter of your lotus feet. Text 29. Lord Shiva said, My dear Lord, my mind and consciousness are always fixed on your lotus feet, which, as the source of all benediction and fulfillment of all desire, are worshipped by all liberated great sages because your lotus feet are worthy of worship. When my mind fixed on your lotus feet, I am no longer disturbed by person who blaspheme me, claiming with that my activities are not purified. I do not mind their accusations, and I excuse them out of compassion, just as you exhibit compassion towards all living entities. Text 30. Shri Bhrigu said, my dear Lord, all living entities, beginning from the highest, namely Lord Brahma, down to ordinary and are under the influence of insurmountable spell of illusionary energy, and they are ignorant of their constitutional position. Everyone believes in the concept of the body, and all are thus submerged in the darkness of illusion. They are actually unable to understand how you live in every living entity as a super soul, nor they can understand your absolute position. But you are eternal friend and protector of all surrendered soul. Therefore, please be kind towards us and forgive all our offenses. Text 31. Lord Brahma said, my dear Lord, your personality and eternal form cannot be understood by any person who is trying to know you through the different process of acquiring knowledge. Your position is always transcendental to the material creation, whereas the empiric attempt to understand you is material and are its objectives and instruments. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mother. Yeah, when are you ready? You can start, Mother. Rasa Chandrik, Mother.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and then with pranam to everybody. I will start with quick prayers. Om Agyanam Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I'll go ahead and share the screen.
Yes, Mother.
Hare Krishna. So today we are doing Canto 4, Chapter 7, and we will be doing from text 22 to 31. So here, because of all the oblations that were offered with clarified butter and the mantra chant that was done by Daksha Prajapati, Lord Vishnu appeared. And because he appeared, what is happening next, we are going to see from here. So text 22 says that as soon as Lord was visible to everybody over there, including Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, everybody, they paid him obeisances. They fell down straight and they paid obeisances. So here, one of the most important question that the society generally fights on, who is supreme? That can be very easily understood. Everybody, including Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, what to speak about all the Gandharva, Devi Devatas, everybody are paying obeisances to somebody superior. We took this example a few days ago also, that if a person is superior in position, that person did not necessarily pay obeisances to the one who is junior. For example, we spoke about a principal. If a principal is there coming in somebody's room, in a teacher's room, the teacher will stand up. That is how she is offering respect. So here everybody is offering respect to Lord Vishnu. So that clearly specifies that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Here we have also learned about the shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartati. Here also the Lord is saying that I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me. So he is the most superior. He is already saying that. And then in 5.29, Bhagavad Gita also, in translation, we see that the Lord is saying that yeah, a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wishers of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. So, we have seen earlier that in many places, Krishna is proclaimed that he is the superior personality, and this is what we are seeing right now also when everybody is paying obeisances to Lord Vishnu. And when Lord Vishnu is here, now with his presence, the effulgence is so bright and beautiful that every other personality in that congregation is also very superior, but not as superior as Vishnu. So their effulgence is getting minimized. So when I was reading this, I could think about example that we have heard from elevated souls saying that it is a comparison between a sun and a bulb in a room, right? So this bulb is definitely giving me light at this hour. But when the sun rises, this bulb will still have light and it will still supply light. But the comparison between the sun and the bulb is absolutely different. Sun is more powerful because of this effulgence. So here, this is stated in text number 23. And then moving on to text number 24. In text number 24, here there is a commentary that although the mental scope of even demigods like Brahma was unable to comprehend the unlimited glories of the Supreme Lord. So here, even strong personalities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, cannot describe all the qualities of Krishna because they are completely unlimited. Nobody can finish it. And in the purport, Prabhupada has explained this aspect by giving an example, saying Ananta, who is a direct expansion of Krishna himself, and he has unlimited head, and from that unlimited head through his unlimited mouth, even if he chants the glories for unlimited time span, if he goes on chanting about the glories of Lord Krishna, it will still not he will still not be able to finish the list of the glories. So that much glories we have for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So for a common person to understand, it is not easy. But here it is said that even though it is impossible to understand this, still everybody present in the assembly was able to see the Lord and were able to pay their respectful obeisances, prayers in their own capacities, according to their own standards. And this was also possible because it was Krishna's mercy. We cannot see the Lord without his mercy. This the main factor over here is the blessing, the mercy that we get from the Supreme Personality and the exalted Vaishnavas. Only then can we have a better understanding in our mind, and we can actually even see the Supreme Lord. Here in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining that one can offer prayers or service to the Lord according to its capacity. So when I was reading this recently, I heard from Amoglila Prabhu that what is this capacity? How do I know what is my capacity? So when a grihastha is doing all his duties for the household chores and everything, and he has 4 hours in the day left, and he is giving all those 4 hours in devotional service. That is his capacity. Our brahmachari has 8 hours in a day to serve the Supreme Personality. And out of that 8 hours, if he is doing only 4 hours, so we cannot say, oh, even the grihastha is doing 4 hours, even the brahmachari is doing 4 hours, is perfect. No, because the capacity from the brahmachari is 8 hours. So according to everybody's capacity, they all paid prayers to the Lord, and this is what a person's capacity means. So here, Prabhupada is saying that once we provide services, the service spirit will increase. We start with little bit service, then we have the desire of doing it more and more, because you get that beautiful attachment connection with the Supreme. Here, Prabhupada is saying, Sevan mukhehi jivhadav. This means that the service of the Lord begins with the tongue. Now, tongue, out of all our 5 senses, is one of the most difficult sense to keep in control, because all the other senses are doing only one job. Eyes are just seeing, ears are just hearing, nose can only smell. But this jibha, the tongue, it can eat a lot and it can talk a lot. So here, this is the most difficult senses, indriya, that we have to control. So the right way of controlling this is that you do Hari Kirtan when you talk. You chant the holy name and eat. We all like to eat, but we should eat only prasadam. So here Prabhupada also stated in a sentence which I really liked is, chanting is the medicine and prasad is the diet. This is how a lifestyle of a devotee should be, of everybody should be. Right? We all need medicines, some sort of medicines to help us to take care of this body, and we all eat food on a daily basis, right? So these are the basic things how we should conduct our life. Then moving on to text number 25. Here, so I'll say 25 and 26 together. So here, Prajapati Daksha, after he offered his oblations, and now that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is right in front of him, now he starts glorifying Lord Vishnu. So when he talks about the glorification, he is mentioning certain points, and then he's saying that you are completely spiritual. You are the most fearless personality. And obviously, we know he's completely fearless. Krishna, at the age of 6 days, also could kill Putana. There's nothing that can scare him, right? So he's completely fearless. He's mentioning that you are Gunadhish. You are the proprietor of all these different mode of material nature. You don't come under them. You are not Gunadhin. You are above them. And then you are completely Atmaram, completely self-sufficient. And here is also saying that people might look at to you as a normal person. Like when Krishna came in Vrindavan, in Bhumi Vrindavan. So people right now also still consider, oh, he's a simple boy, just few powers here and there. This is wrong. Here, in further purports, Prabhupada will explain that this is a work of a mood jiva. Rascal is the term that Prabhupada is using. That this kind of attitude is a person who does not have understanding will talk. That Krishna is just a normal person. He might look very normal, but he's absolutely not simple and regular like us. Hmm? So this is how he starts his glorification towards the Supreme Lord. And now here, Ritvij Uvacha. So there are other devotees also in the assembly over there who starts talking. So it means now the priests are offering their prayers. So in these prayers, the priests are saying now, because the people of Shiva cursed them, so now they have started doing only fruitative activities. They have been extremely in yagyas and all these, and because of which they have become so fallen that they are not able to understand better about the Supreme Personality of God. And here they say, Prabhupada is saying that these Vedavadis cannot understand that the ultimate goal of the Veda is to understand Lord Krishna or Vishnu. Here, but those who have transcended the qualitative Vedic attraction will definitely understand Krishna. So when I was reading this, I thought how merciful Lord is. They are saying that we don't understand Him because of the curse that we have, but still they are able to see Lord Vishnu in front of them. How merciful Lord is, and how bhagyavan these people were to be able to see even without understanding the glories. So this is just I was realizing. So text 28. In this, the other members of the assembly have now started talking. The other members over here are saying that you are the shelter for every personality in this living entity in this world, whether troubled or not. Well, in material world, everybody is troubled, and they're saying that we are all trapped in this time element. Hmm? So here we all are in this time element, and we are all scared of one prime thing, very fearful, that is death. We don't know when it will come. It's going to be like a surprise. The clock is ticking for all of us, right? And we don't know when it will come. So here they have used a snake as a personification, that the snake might strike any time the moment it gets, right? The opportunity it gets. So we are in such a precarious situation that the time is running. We're not doing much about it, and the death is going to come anytime. And then they're saying this world is completely full of miseries. We learned that in in Bhagavad Gita, saying that this world is also known as Dukhalayam or Sashvatam, temporary place but completely full of miseries. Hmm? Here they're saying that people are hankering for happiness, hankering for things, and what are they able to get? Nothing. And they are stuck in the cycle of birth and death. So when I was reading this, I could think about this picture. We must have all seen this picture before. Hi Krishna, can you see this picture?
Yes,
Yes,
the
Mataji.
boy hanging.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so there is a boy, you can see he's hanging on the branch of a tree. You see, there are so many miseries around him. There is somebody trying to break the branch. There are honeybees attacking his body. There are snakes down. Like the moment he falls, he can be bitten by the snake. The elephant is trying to rip up the tree only, right? Still, he's trying to lick the honey that is falling from that honeycomb, right? So, such a horrendous situation, but he's still trying to see that, oh, I might enjoy a little bit. And Vishnu is sitting there, giving him his hand. Okay, come back to me. But he will not, because he's very much interested in that one drop of honey. So this is how the life has become. And this is what this was being expressed by other members in that assembly. Hmm? So moving forward to text 29, this will be one of our important shlokas if we can read today. Honestly, there is a recommendation of 29, 30, 31, but if not, this 30th is very important. So, Rudra Uvacha. So now Lord Shiva has started talking. Lord Shiva, when I was reading this, it was slightly difficult for myself to understand, and hence I took help. And I was looking for classes based on this verse, and I found His Holiness Rompad Swami Maharaj's lecture, very short one on this shloka. And he said, to understand this thing, first thing you have to understand is Bhagavad Gita 9.30. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhav. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So it is very important to know that people might condemn that, oh, Lord Shiva got angry. This is so materialistic. How can you get angry? This is not for us to say. Lord Shiva is a very, very glorified personality. He is not Jivatma. He's beyond that. So if there is a situation where he did get angry, it was still he's considered the best of the Vaishnavas. Hmm? Here it is further also explained that Lord Shiva, when he got angry, he did not get angry when Daksha Prajapati blasphemed him, like, you are not dressed well and you don't live well and you don't take bath. He was not upset with all those things. He was upset when one more Vaishnava was insulted. So generally, the devotees will not bother about themselves if they are insulted. But if another devotee or the Lord is insulted, then they cannot stand it. So this was the case of Rudra, that is Lord Shiva. So later, he felt he regretted the activities that had taken place because of the anger. And now he's saying from this statement, we see that Lord Shiva, it is understood that as long as one is going to be in the material platform, one will be affected by the three modes of the material nature here and there. Hmm? So, but as soon as one person takes the shelter of Krishna consciousness, no one one is no longer affected by such material activities, and this is what Lord Shiva is telling, that now I'm no more affected by all these issues, right? We'll go on to the next text now, text number 30, Bhrigur Vacha. So here Bhrigur Muni is talking. What is Bhrigu Muni saying? He's saying that everybody, all the living entities from top to bottom, is including from Lord Brahma to even a small ant, everybody is under the spell of the illusionary energy. But when he's saying that, he's also including himself, that I am also under this spell. And he's saying everybody is very much bodily conscious. Nobody is realizing that you are the super soul who are there with us. Nobody is paying attention to that. Everybody is paying attention to this body only. And everybody in this world has forgotten that you are their best friend. Everybody is forgotten that. So when I read this line, I could think about this beautiful kirtan uh, uh, by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. The third stanza, if you see, I guess we all know about this, but it is the one of the most beautiful kirtan that I like. And the third stanza says, "Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara, ami bina bandhu ara, ke ache tomara." What does this mean? For you, me, God is the Lord, the Supreme Personality is saying, for you I have come. And apart from me, there is no friend in this world that you will ever find. And this is the same thing that Bhrigu Muni also pointed out, that the best friend that we have is the Supreme Lord, because he stays with us from the day we actually came into this world. And he will stay with us till the day we are actually delivered back to Goloka Vrindavan. So we think, oh, she's my best friend, he's my best friend, this is my family forever. But the super soul who is there with you actually forever, we start ignoring him. This is what Bhrigu Muni is telling. It fits absolutely perfect on myself. Here, in this purport, Prabhupada also mentioned that ignorant personalities or conditioned soul have no choice but to accept the precarious conditions under the material energy. And one should depend only on the causeless mercy of the Lord for deliverance and not slightly also on one's strength. So when I read this, I could think about Draupadi. So Draupadi was in a very precarious situation like this, where she was being disrobed, but she still was trying to hold on to her robe, because she's also from a Kshatrani background, and she was trying to protect herself. But the moment she gave up and completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna was there to support, take care of her. Right? Nothing went wrong. Everything was taken care of, and that is all because of her surrenderance, which was complete surrenderance. It is very easier said to give complete surrenderance to Krishna, but it is very difficult to practice that in our day-to-day life. Every day we are trying to control the time, trying to control how things should happen. And when they don't happen as per our desire, we get upset. And after reading this also, I still behave like that. This is very important for me to understand and try to inculcate. So here Prabhupada is saying, how will you inculcate this thing? That you have to give complete surrenderance to Krishna. That will come only with the help of practicing bhakti on daily basis. That is, you have to start with Vaidehi Bhakti. And eventually with devotees and Krishna's mercy, it will turn into Raganuga. Right? So this is the only way of being delivered. And moving on to the next verse number 30. Here Brahma Vacha. So Lord Brahma is now talking. So here Lord Brahma is saying that it is so difficult to understand you. Nobody in this world can completely know you, understand you, your glories. That's how we started the verse number 22 also. So here it says that Lord is a prakrita. It is beyond a material creation. He does not come into the material energy. He is the one who even created the superior energy. So what to say about material energy? He will not come under that. And it is very, very difficult to understand the Lord by mental speculation. People who are going to do mental concoctions are going to reach no results, right? And so to know Krishna, what do we have to do? So Prabhupada has given that we follow 18.55 Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya mam abhijananti. One, I'm reading the translation. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So, devotional service, what is the exact meaning of it? So, again, in a class I heard, it was by Amarendra Prabhu. He said, what will the devotional service be or look like? Devotional service is everyday activity that we do and we offer it to the Lord. We go to a grocery shopping. We have to go once in every few days. And then whatever we get, we think, oh, we haven't fed Krishna this. This is what I think I should make for him. This is the season for mangoes. Let's bring mangoes for him. So this is devotional service. Getting up early in the morning is also devotional service because when we get up, we start chanting the holy name. Sleeping early at night is also a devotional service because we are not wasting our time in the tamasic hours and trying to wake up early in the morning. Reading the books written by Srila Prabhupada, that is a devotional service. So there are many ways that we can do connect our life with serving the Lord into a day-to-day activity, and it is no hard thing to do. So it is very important for me to follow this thing. Yeah, it is also said in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that the Supreme Lord cannot be understood by materialistic person even though he is present before them. So I could think about Duryodhana. So when Krishna came to him and for peace, making peace, he was trying to capture Krishna. Let's capture him and called him Gwala. And Krishna showed him his slightly mini Virat roop. Still, he could not understand that he must be the Supreme Personality of God. What he thought was, he is a magician. He must have done some sort of jadoo. So here Prabhupada is explaining such kind of people are mura, rascal. That even if God will come in front of them, stand right in front of them, they will never be able to see the Lord. So you have to all pray and work hard that we never fall in this Duryodhan category. Duryodhan was personification of Kali Yuga, and that is the yuga that we are living in right now, all of us. So the illusionary energy over here is very strong, stronger than before. So now we have to work more hard. So the best thing is that having our sadhu sangha together, how we are reading all shastras every day, supporting each other with bhakti, so that we don't be one of those mudas, is what I could understand from this purport. And this was the last purport for today. So I will take a pause here. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Wonderful class. Hare Krishna, Mataji.